I wanted to post an update about Ditto and fill you in on what's going on with him.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, and Boo. The Lucky Ferals.
He has now been a house cat for 38 days. I will pick up where we left off with the last real-time update video. So on Saturday, October 16th, Ditto spent 10 hours at the local animal hospital where he was treated for a large open wound on the back of his neck, as well as a swelling on the side of his face. The reason he was there so long is because they were super busy and more urgent cases were given priority. The vet that examined him called me twice that afternoon, first to get permission to sedate him, and then again to tell me what she did and what she found. She said that he had a very large open wound in his mouth and a mass that was causing the swelling. She said that it could be an abscess or it could be a tumor. I told her that I first noticed the swelling at the end of September, which was only a few weeks earlier, and he had gotten himself into some kind of a fight, so chances were good it could be an abscess. Her concern about Ditto was that he was not going to be able to eat because of the wound in his mouth, and she even hinted at putting him down, which to me was ridiculous. So I informed her that he had been eating okay and that was not a concern. She said she would assume it's an abscess and put him on an aggressive course of antibiotics to bring down the potential infection. He was given an injection of Convenia, which is an antibiotic that works in his system for 2 weeks. He was also given a prescription for Clavamox, which is an antibiotic that he took in his food twice a day for 2 weeks. She gave him both because if he didn't eat the food with the Clavamox, then at least he had the Convenia in his system. She also prescribed about 10 days worth of Buprenex, which is a painkiller that he took twice a day. Ditto spent 2 weeks on the antibiotics and a week on the painkiller before he was gradually tapered off of it. Then he had a day off from medications, and I gave him the Strongid dewormer medicine the following day. I wanted to wait until he was done with the antibiotics before I gave him the dewormer because it can cause a loss of appetite. That's what happened the last time he took it. He lost his appetite for about a day and a half, and I wanted to make sure he took all of the antibiotics, so I waited until he was done with them. So he had his dewormer, and then he had another day off of meds to kind of rest his system. And then I started him on some natural supplements to naturally boost his immune system. He also had probiotics added to his food while he was on the antibiotics and for a short while afterward. So during the time that he was on the antibiotics, the wound on the back of his neck only healed a little bit because he kept disturbing the scab that was trying to form. I bought some Vetericin spray. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Maybe Vetericin. I don't know. But I used that on his neck 2 to 3 times a day, and that really helped the wound to heal. So he's been getting that spray on his neck for about 2 or 3 weeks now, and it's almost completely healed. So that's really good. Unfortunately, the swelling on the side of his face did not respond to the antibiotics. So I made an appointment for him with the holistic vet that I've been taking the cats to. And we had to wait a while for the appointment because the vet is very busy, and Ditto saw the vet about 5 days ago. I was able to get Ditto into the pet carrier using the same towel technique that I used when he was outside. It was actually easier this time because he was more relaxed. He meowed and howled the entire time that he was in the carrier, both in the house before we left to go to the vet and during the entire car ride to the vet. He howled and meowed the entire time. I had a towel over the carrier and I used cat calming sprays on it, and he still howled and meowed. It's about 10:30 a.m. and I'm here with Ditto, and he's gonna get his morning grooming routine, but he's not eating breakfast because we're gonna go to the vet. I have a vet appointment today. I'm trying to leave myself plenty of time to get Ditto into the carrier. That's my biggest concern this morning, being able to do that. I was able to do it when he was outside because I just kind of surprised him. I'm hoping to do the same thing again today. I'm going to try to make it part of his grooming routine. Right now he's rubbing on the carrier, and I'm going to use the towel again. So this is the carrier, and it's been in his room, the whole time. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted him to be comfortable with it. And this is the towel I used, and this was in his room the whole time also because I wanted him to be comfortable with it. And the past few days I have been using it on him again to make him comfortable with it. So fingers crossed everything goes well, and we'll be able to just get him easily into the carrier and to the vet, and then the vet will be able to help him with his mouth and his swelling. Here's Ditto. I was able to get him into the carrier. It was not a problem at all. I picked him up with the towel and I put him in there. He didn't even try to fight. I think I really took him by surprise. I put a towel over this carrier to, just try to calm him down. And I'm going to actually put a different towel over it. And I'm going to spray the towel with some of the Pet Remedy and some of the Fell-Away spray just to try to keep him more calm. So here's Ditto in the carrier, and I changed the towel. I put a lavender towel on it instead of the bright orange. I think lavender is a more calming color than the bright orange. And I sprayed it with a few sprays of the Pet Remedy and a few sprays of the Fell-Away spray. Then I turned it over so that side with the spray is closer to him, and it seems to be helping to calm him down. He's not meowing as much as he was. He's still meowing, but it's going to be stressful for him because he doesn't know what's going on, even though I've been explaining it to him for several days now. But, cats don't like change, and once they're comfortable, they definitely don't like change. So we're going to leave here in a few minutes. I'm going to go get everything else ready, and then we have a bit of a drive. It's not like 5 minutes away. It could take us a half hour to get there because I'm going to drive slow. So I just looked outside the kitchen window and I saw this. Look at this cat. It blends in with the leaves. I wonder if this cat heard Ditto meowing. Or maybe it's looking for birds, because I did put some new bird seed out today. Yesterday I put a tarp over the patio table just to try to protect it from the winter. I used to have a cover for this set. Then the cover ripped after like 2 years. And I haven't gotten a new one. So I think this cat likes to just hang out here and then look for birds when the birds are at the feeding table. So Ditto has been actively trying to get out of the carrier. I've been in here a few times now to see what all the noise and the ruckus is about. And he says he's in jail. And he doesn't like this prison door shut on him. So we're gonna go soon. I mean, it's still a bit early for me to go for the appointment, but I'm hoping maybe if I drive slow, maybe he'll calm down once he's in the car. Well, at least I know once he's in the car, the other cats are not going to be disturbed, because right now Boo and Simba are all stressed out. Like they hear him meowing and they're all stressed out. You're okay, Ditto, okay, honey? You're okay, Ditto, you're okay. Ditto and I are on our way to the vet. We just left the house a few minutes ago. He's probably gonna meow the whole time. It is now almost 2 hours later and we're on our way home from the vet. I don't know what you could see. Ditto's meowing the entire time. So he really, really wants to go home. Ditto and I just got home. He's in the carrier. I want to show you what he did. So this is the towel that was on top of the carrier. Look at that. He pulled it He pulled it like into the carrier, and he's so strong, like I can't even get it out. Ugh. I had to put a lot of effort into getting that out. So, okay, he's gonna come out of the carrier. Okay, Ditto, you're home. You're home, Ditto, you made it. So when we were at the vet, Ditto was on incredible behavior. I was amazed at how calm and cooperative he was. The vet was able to easily give him a full examination. He checked his ears, his eyes, he examined his body and listened to his heart. He asked me if any of the other vets told me he had a heart murmur, and I said no. And he double checked and said that he heard a heart murmur. So Ditto weighed in at 11.5 pounds, which is a good weight for his size. And Boo is about 12 pounds when he first came inside. So they're just about the same size. The vet was even able to look inside Ditto's mouth without having to sedate him, which I thought was great. I mean, I sat there next to the examination table watching in amazement as the vet just calmly opened Ditto's mouth and held it open while he was looking around. And Ditto was fine with it. Ditto was completely calm. And that had been one of my concerns about bringing Ditto to the vet because he'd been sedated multiple times over the past few months at the animal hospital. So this is really one of the ways that you can tell a good vet or a vet with years of experience from a not so good vet and one without as much experience. So all of the other vets that Ditto saw were afraid of him, so they wanted to sedate him in order to examine him. And this vet, because he has decades of experience with so many different kinds of animals, he didn't need to do that. He just examined Ditto, and Ditto was okay with that. So the vet mentioned the really bad wound in Ditto's mouth and said it's like a large open area similar to how an abscess looks after it has recently drained. However, he said that inside of the wound, there appears to be a mass. He also said that whenever he has seen something that looked like this it was usually cancer. His concern also was with Ditto being able to eat. He said that most cats with a condition like that would not be able to eat. He said that years ago, he had a cat with something very similar and made the decision to put the cat down because it became a quality of life issue and the cat was not eating. So it was right about then that Ditto freaked out and wiggled his way off the examination table. He landed on the floor on his feet, but his mouth began bleeding, and it was a lot of blood. He ran under the examination table and continued to bleed. There was blood splattered over a third of the floor in the exam room. It was very disturbing, but I was happy that the vet was able to see what was going on. I told the vet that Ditto would sometimes bleed like that at home after he hit the side of his mouth with his paw, but it would only be a fraction of what we were witnessing. The vet said that it was definitely coming from the wound area. I told him that I was concerned about the amount of blood loss, and I would normally hold a compress to the side of his face, which seemed to help calm it down. He said that was a good idea. I also told him that I was making sure Ditto was eating lots of chicken liver and chicken hearts to boost low iron levels that can result from a loss of blood. He also agreed with that and thought that was a good idea to feed him that. He said there really weren't any options with regards to treatment because of the quality of life issue and because Ditto is FIV positive with a heart murmur. We discussed doing a biopsy, and he thought that it was unnecessary because it is not going to change the course of treatment. Whether the biopsy comes back cancerous or not, the course of treatment is not going to change. It's going to be the same. So why put Ditto through all of that? Surgery is not an option because of where the mass is located and its size. We don't want to remove part of Ditto's jaw because then he definitely would not be able to eat. Chemo or radiation would be a death sentence for Ditto, not only because those are toxic treatments, but because he is already immune compromised due to his FIV status. Both of those treatments destroy healthy tissue as well as damaged tissue and cause incredible amounts of stress on the body, which an immune-compromised cat does not need and often can't tolerate. The vet said that it all comes down to a quality of life issue. Do we want him to have the best quality of life he can have while doing what we can to try and heal him through natural methods? Or do we want to put him through months of unnecessary pain and suffering, which most likely will not even have a positive outcome? We discussed the various herbal therapies that might help Ditto and dietary supplements. Once again, the goal is quality of life. If he's eating, if he's drinking, if he's pooping and peeing, and if he's happy and active, then he has a good quality of life for a cat. Ditto is thrilled with being an inside cat now. He loves having a warm, comfortable, and dry place to sleep and stay all day. He loves getting pets and brushed and wiped. He is super affectionate. He's probably the most affectionate of all the cats in the house now, even more affectionate than Boo. Ditto never howls by the window like he did the last time he was inside. He's just very content and happy. So that's how we're going to try to keep it. Ditto is getting a special diet of pureed foods that he can easily eat. He has a very good appetite. He's getting lots of nutritional supplements. He's getting homemade bone broth. He's getting herbal tinctures to help boost his immunity and try to help his body heal his mouth wound, as well as reduce the size of the mass. So right now, with regards to the mouth issue, it bleeds occasionally, sometimes more than others, and it gives him discomfort after he eats. He tilts his head to the side and it clears out any food that accumulates there, and some blood might come out also. Our biggest challenge is to get that to heal. That is our goal, and that's what we want to do. We want to heal Ditto. We are not fighting anything. Ditto has an issue where he has a mass of abnormal cells. They are abnormal cells because they are damaged cells. They are damaged cells because of toxins or because of metabolic acids. Our goal is to heal the damaged cells. We are on a healing journey. We are not fighting damaged cells. We are healing damaged cells. That is the protocol. As the vet said, we are now embarking on unexplored territory with regards to cat health. There are no protocols or treatments that even a holistic vet can recommend that will guarantee health and healing for a cat with Ditto's current health challenges. We can only do the best that we can do, with the ultimate goal being his best quality of life. That being said, I've started to dive into all kinds of research with regards to healing Ditto's current condition with his mouth. Obviously, research is time-consuming. I can easily spend many hours every day reading different studies, learning about different alternative or natural treatments, and discovering testimonies of people who have been through similar circumstances with their pets. What I found out, and what is widely agreed upon, is that very, very little research has been conducted with cats with regards to natural cancer treatments. There are plenty of studies that focus on rats, mice, hamsters, guinea pigs, but cats are obligate carnivores. Rodents are omnivores. Guinea pigs are herbivores. There is a big difference between the biological functioning and requirements of an obligate carnivore and an omnivore or herbivore. They're very different. So the fact that Ditto is a cat and cats are obligate carnivores makes everything more challenging. That's what I plan on continuing to do, which is more and more research into things that can possibly help and heal Ditto. So on this channel, I've been trying to post at least one video a week. But if there are some weeks without even that, this is why. I would really like to spend as much time as I can trying to help and heal Ditto. And that might infringe on time that I would normally spend putting together a weekly video. So this year I did not do a Thanksgiving compilation like I've done the past several years because I've been spending so much time caring for Ditto. Also, it looks like there will probably not be any Christmas cards sent out. Once again, it's because of a time issue. I did not have a chance to design any cards, and then they take a few weeks to be printed, and then they take a lot of time to address and send out. And unfortunately, I'm limited to only 24 hours in every day, so I'm really having to prioritize my time the best way that I can. So I apologize if you were looking forward to that this year. We'd like to take this opportunity to wish everyone a very happy and healthy holiday season. The cats are very excited for the Christmas tree to arrive soon so that they can lay underneath it. Ditto is even getting a mini tree for his room. I'm getting him a live tree. It's a small one. He's not going to be able to lay underneath it, but at least he can enjoy it in his room. And maybe we'll be able to do a few live streams in the near future. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to subscribe to the Lucky Ferals Live YouTube channel. That's where all of the live streams currently take place. And if there are any upcoming live streams with Ditto, they also act as real-time updates. So you'll get more updates if you are subscribed there also. I will put a link to that channel below this video. The only other thing that I would like to mention, and that is really important, is that we do not want anyone to worry about Ditto in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to say that again because it's so important. We do not want anyone to worry about Ditto in any way, shape, or form. When you worry about something, you are actively visualizing the negative outcome that you are worrying about. When you do that, you are giving it power and energy to manifest. We don't want that. It is a very dangerous thing to do, and that is why I always tell everyone who leaves a comment about worrying that we do not worry about anything on this channel. What we do instead is we visualize positive outcomes. We only think about what we want to experience. So we think about positive, healthy outcomes. So what we would request is that you say a few prayers specifically for Ditto's healing and visualize him healed and healthy. Our goal is to heal him and restore him to full health. And what you think about, you bring about. So the more we can think about healing Ditto and the more we can think about him being healthy, the better chances we have of actually making that happen. So if you want to help Ditto, the best thing you can do is to visualize him healthy and fully healed. Thank you so much for watching this video. I would say I hope you enjoyed this update, but it's not a really enjoyable update to listen to. So I just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.